Hello and welcome to In Business Talks 2. We are thrilled to welcome you to our bonus episode, The Friday Fix. In our bonus episode, we will be discussing a business-related subject with either one of our wonderful In Business networking members or a fellow business owner who will be sharing their advice, thoughts or knowledge on a particular topic.
We are your hosts, Tracy and Ian Earle, founders of In Business, a networking and business support community. We host online and face-to-face events and we'd love to meet you. So why not come along? The link to book is in the show notes. Our guest today is Sarah Johnston, and Sarah helps small business owners to acquire more customers by systemising and structuring their marketing strategies to consistently connect them with new customers and close more sales. So welcome to our Friday Fix today, and we have the lovely Sarah Johnston with us today of Sarah Johnston Consulting Limited.
Hi Sarah, welcome.
Hi, thank you very much for inviting me to come along.
You're welcome.
Good to have you with us today. Yeah, good to have you with us. Shall we start by finding out a little bit more about what you do, Sarah? So tell us what you do, Sarah.
So I'm a business coach, but I'm actually a marketing business coach because, as you know, there's quite a lot of business coaches out there, but I specialise in marketing and sales. So in 2017, I started a letting agency from a laptop in my lounge in Harrogate. And I didn't want to be a cheap online agent, so I used marketing on social media platforms to grow it, and it worked really well. So now I'm helping other small businesses to do the same.
And is it just yourself in the business, or have you got plans to grow it?
Yeah, it's just me. When I sold my letting agency, I was adamant it was just going to be me, nice work-life balance from now on. But typically, I've now got plans to grow it and get some associates and things. But one step at a time.
Yes,
Sounds good. What from a marketing point of view, what questions do you tend to get asked the most about, Sarah? What is it that people want to know from a marketing perspective? What is there a common question? Or
I tend to get a lot of negative statements, if I'm being honest, as opposed to questions. I hear a lot of Facebook doesn't work for business, my social media marketing isn't working, it's a waste of money. I find that a lot of business owners can be quite negative about it because they don't see instant results and they don't know who's reading their things and seeing them. And I think it's hard to keep going with that consistency if you're not instantly getting leads from it. So I find that a lot of people think it doesn't work when it does.
yeah, I get a bit frustrated. I like instant results, Sarah. I know it's not possible, but I do get a bit disheartened when I'm putting things on LinkedIn and Facebook. I'm thinking, who's reading these? Nobody's reading these. Who's bothered? It does get a bit soul destroying. Yeah, and I think I can definitely resonate with that. You're a bit more upbeat about it, aren't you, Lee?
Well, I wouldn't say upbeat. I just plugging away at it. Yeah.
It's hard. A lot of my one-to-one clients say that they'd like some quick wins, and I think, as we all know as business owners, there isn't such a thing as a quick win in starting and growing a business. I think it's all about managed expectations. I do tell people it can take up to 12 months to kick in, but it does. And I think a lot of it is ego. I think a lot of people want all the likes and the engagement. I mean, engagement really does help. I've had clients convert that have never liked a single one of my posts, but they've been reading them all. It is there in the background. It does work, but like you said, it's hard when you're not seeing the results straight away.
Yeah, I suppose it's just getting that visibility, isn't it, and keeping the consistency.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely. It's consistency.
It's about having a presence, then, is it? Is that what you'd say?
I think it is about. For me, it's about passionately educating your dream clients. I think anybody that just sells to people, it won't work. I think it's the 80-20 rule. 80% help your dream clients, 20% sell to them. I think if you can help solve their problems, they will think of you and come to you. It shouldn't definitely be, I sell websites, this is how much it is, or I sell posters, this is how much they are. It's what you're helping your clients to do. And then it does work. But like I said, it takes a while to drip through.
What was it? Go on.
I think you just touched on it very briefly as earlier on when you said measuring and I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I've gone, my mind's gone blank. Analytics and stuff like that.
tracking and testing and
Tracking
measuring.
and testing.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very important to do that. Most businesses should have, even if it's just a simple little spreadsheet or a scorecard, where all your leads are coming from. So I know how many of my leads have come from LinkedIn or Google or Facebook or even your networking. So each networking group I've been to, I'll put how many leads I've had, how many have converted, and the money that that's turned into, because you know where to put most of your effort. Then I think a lot of businesses forget to ask people where they've come from. So I don't think it's just sort of doing a Facebook analytics report, which does help. But for me, it's about asking every single client, where did you hear about us? Because then that's where to put most of your energy. And there's no point being on 4 or 5 social platforms and trying to spread yourself thin. And it really is doing 1 or 2 consistently. And then so it's very important to track it, because otherwise you will just get disheartened and give up.
What have you found have been the best platforms for you? And have you had more success with some platforms than other, or what is it that do you, as the expert, do you see something being slightly better than the others, or is it a bit of a mixed bag? Is it horses for courses?
So for me, I'm concentrating on Facebook and LinkedIn at the moment. I haven't gone on Instagram yet. It is on the to-do list, but we all know how busy it is being a small business owner. So Facebook's working really well, I think. And I think a lot of people say LinkedIn's really great for B2B. Well, it is, but it's also amazing for B2C, because Facebook and LinkedIn it's just full of people. So people say LinkedIn's a professional platform, which it is, but it's full of people. That business owner might need ink, and he might need stationery, and he might need all the other things that businesses need, but he might also then want a personal trainer, he might want a luxury holiday, he might want a will do it. He might, so many people missing a trick, like, oh, LinkedIn's not for me, or Facebook's not as professional. It's people, and business is a people thing. So for me, Facebook works really well, because a lot of the people on Facebook are business owners, and I'm not selling to them. I'm helping them, I'm educating, I'm giving them tips on how to grow their business. So you find that people then come to you.
Well, later on we'll ask you for all your social links so that people can find you. We'll do that later on.
Yeah, we'll do that towards the end. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So from right, a bit tricky here, Sarah. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but what might your top 3 tips be for anyone looking to dip their toe into the marketing, social media type advertising? What would you recommend that people should think about first? Are there certain steps you should take? What should you be doing?
Yeah, I think it's a bit similar to the system I use with my clients. So one of the things that's really important is defining your dream client avatar. I think if you talk to everybody, you reach nobody. It's like slinging mud at a wall, isn't it? Some people start the marketing, which is great, because at least they're doing some, but it's a bit like just talking to everybody. I think if you think like your dream avatar, and you know where they shop, which radio station they listen to, exactly who they are and what they need and the problems that you're helping, and speak directly to them. So for example, in my letting agency, you could have more than one avatar as well. Maybe some businesses have 3 or 4. In the letting agency, one of mine could be a property developer. One of them could be an accidental landlord whose parent had passed away, and they were busy lives. You talk to them very differently, but if you talk to your dream client consistently, they will come to you without you having to look for them. So number 1 tip is always define who your dream client is and how to talk to them. Definitely.
Yeah.
And then 2's got to be the consistency, I think. A lot of people start it and then stop. I think decide which days or which platform. So I do 3 on LinkedIn a week, and 1 Monday to Friday on Facebook, consistently, so people know when to look out for things. Right. You can schedule them to make life a bit easier for you. And never post the same content on both platforms, because you're just encouraging people to unfollow you on one.
Right.
I see a lot of
I'm guilty of that.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, isn't it? But it's about the customer. Yeah, I think because a lot of people's Facebook links to Instagram, and it pulls the stories through. But I do it. I think, well, I've just seen that on Instagram. You can use the same sort of content just at different times. 3 as well is then is mix up your content a little bit on the different platforms and repurpose it, turn a blog into a vlog into an email campaign into a webinar. You can still, just mix your content up a little bit, I think. So podcasts obviously are great as well.
And do you allocate a certain amount of time each day then to, or do you apportion a piece of time to, I'm going to spend an hour writing a post, I'm going to spend an hour doing a blog? Is that how you work it? Do you have some sort of plan, or do you just not wing it, but on some days, just that's us that wing it.
Yeah,
we wing it. But you're the professional, wouldn't wing it, no. But we're wingers.
Yeah, I tell all my clients that they should be spending 90 minutes every day on business development. I think if you call it business development, some people, if you call it marketing or social media, people put less importance on it. But actually, it's business development. You're moving your business forward. So it should be 90 minutes every day before don't open your emails, because you'll just start responding to emails. You know what it's like? You'll be like, oh, I'll just respond to them. And somebody's just mentioned on LinkedIn. You do anything to not do anything to move your business forward. Yeah.
That's me.
Guilty as charged, Sarah.
I love a good distraction, Sarah. I love a good distraction.
Oh, yeah.
We all do, but eat that frog, put your 90 minutes in your calendar. I'd say at least 3 times a week. I tell people as well, depending how busy some people's houses or offices are, go do it in a coffee shop. Go take yourself out of your work environment if it helps, and spend 90 minutes on things that move your business forward. So that might be writing a blog, it might be scheduling your Facebook posts for the month, which frees up your time going forward, or it could be writing your book, which is what I'm doing at the minute. I'm writing a book on how to market your small business, and that talks about putting 90 minutes in your diary.
Yes. Sounds interesting. Sounds reasonable. It makes more sense than how I do it. Sometimes I just get up something. I think I'll just put something on LinkedIn. In fact, I've just done that before you came on air, Sarah. I've got to admit, I've just fired one out there.
It's better than not putting one out there. So
yeah.
Nothing, but I think when you schedule it, it just makes life a bit easier. But we all do it. I've just done my Google My Business post this morning that I was supposed to have done Friday afternoon, but something cropped up. We're only human.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep on top of it.
So let's think. When you are doing your marketing or business development posts, shall we say, where do you get your topics from, your subjects? What inspires you? What is it you talk about?
That's a really good question, actually. So Google is your best friend. So Google actually wants answers to questions. So if you're answering those questions, Google's going to promote you. So, your blogs on your website and your content. So you just start putting in the Google search bar something related to your industry, and it will actually tell you what people want to know the answers to. So you just answer, you answers those. There's a book called They Ask You Answer by Marcus Sheridan, which goes through that principle. There's actually a website that will tell you the questions that people are asking in your industry. We're not
reinventing the public or something.
Yes, it is. Yeah, so we're not reinventing the wheel. Nobody's asking everybody's content to be. These big marketing agencies will talk about strategies and standing out, and I all think it's a bit overwhelming and daunting. I think actually you just need a plan, a bit of time in your diary, and look to Google. It's just answer the things that people want to know, because you're helping your dream clients find out what they're asking and answer that. Throw in a bit of keywords related to, for myself, I want to work in Harrogate, so make sure you put Harrogate in there a little bit and talk locally. But just answer that.
Sounds simple, and I think people do overcomplicate it, don't they? And think it's this massive thing, but you've got to understand fully. But how you've explained it there seems quite straightforward and quite doable.
I think people make it scary. And again, no offense to any marketing agencies, but I think when they start throwing the word strategy about and analytics, it justifies big price tags. But actually, to the ordinary self-employed or solopreneur, it's actually quite scary. You know, I didn't even know what SEO was when I started my business. Somebody said to me, "What about your SEO?" And I was like, "What's that?" Please. And people pay so much money. You know, it's not easy. I got to top of page 1 on Google without paying for any SEO or any strategies or any analytics. And I think if you consistently put the work in and do your blogs and your posts, you can get there. But it is the luxury of having that time and setting it aside to do it. It doesn't have to be daunting or scary or expensive.
So you coach people to do this, or do you do it for them?
So I coach people, so I will help them. So I talk to them about who their dream client is. And then we look at things like the platforms they're using, putting their foundation blocks in for their business. So have they got a Google My Business set up? Have they got a LinkedIn set up? Why it's important, what they can put on there. And then we look at fixing their marketing, so offers, lead documents, so, you know, email campaigns or downloads. I am actually just launching a marketing agency, so I will be able to do the work for my clients. There will be no strategies. There will be no talk of strategies. It will be plans, and you know, it's not going to be scary at all. But yes, I'm now, you know, people have asked if I could, so it seems sensible to be able to offer that option to people now as well.
What's been your biggest success on a LinkedIn or a Facebook post? Have you had something where you've gone like viral, like me, where I've had above 5 5 views?
I don't think I have. I think the best was only about 3,000 views, which isn't a lot compared to some people. I think the thing with LinkedIn, as you'll know, it's, you know, tagging other people in, it's hashtags, it's making it relevant. Instagram, again, I only had about 2,000 followers, which isn't a lot in the grand scheme of things. But for me, it's not about, in fact, I did a post about it, a vlog about how I said I was very grateful to my mum for liking all my posts, but it's not always about likes. Because it's about, and that's why I say it's quite hard when you don't see the likes, but it's not about likes and follows if those people are never going to buy from you.
No.
It's better to lose those people because they're not genuine. Because, I mean, people can pull through, but you want people that are genuinely interested in the content as opposed to a load of people seeing it, because I actually think brand awareness isn't a real thing. I think people say, "Oh, I want brand awareness." But if you're marketing properly, you'll get customers and brand awareness. I don't think just brand awareness on its own.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, it's unless you're like Coca-Cola, other products are available. It's you know, you don't really need that huge brand awareness. You just need your dream clients to see you and like your things. I think sometimes people get a little bit carried away with how many likes they've had.
Yeah, I suppose a couple of thousand sort of solid followers and people who like you or what you do is probably more valuable than having
Tens of
thousands who dip in and out and again and just have a read of your stuff and then buzz off. I suppose it does make sense, doesn't it?
Unless you're wanting to be an influencer, you know. I never wanted to be an influencer. I wanted to be a local lettings expert. I want to be a local marketing expert. But you don't need tens of thousands of followers for that. You just need the right people to see you that way. But again, there are people out there that want to be influencers and want those, and that's great. But for me, it's all about building my business to live the life that I want and the life that my clients want, which isn't always about having 20,000 followers. But again,
and that's where your avatar comes in, then I suppose, isn't it?
Some of it's ego. Some people want a lot of followers, which is fine. But it, you know, it doesn't necessarily generate you any extra income unless you reach a certain level.
Yes. So it's not such a dark art, is it, after all?
No, it's something that can be done, isn't it? It's doable. It's doable, isn't it? I mean, Sarah's proof, isn't she? I mean, you can do it, can't you, and be successful. We're still trying to get there, aren't we, with ours?
Consistency is key. Yeah, definitely. Podcasts are brilliant. Consistency helps. I can't wait to see you two get on TikTok. Have you done a TikTok yet?
No, we're not on TikTok.
What do you mean? We should be on TikTok? What are you trying to say there, Sarah?
Yeah, you should be on TikTok. I think it'd be great.
No, we've not mentioned it to TikTok, have we?
Was that for the comedy factor?
Is that actually, well, it's only just something, obviously it's quite new. So I went on a TikTok workshop last week. It's actually works quite well for business. And you can then put the TikToks on LinkedIn and Instagram. You don't actually have to have a TikTok account. You can just put them on there. And they're done in the right way. They can work very well.
Never thought of TikTok, did we? It could be the next thing we go down the TikTok route.
Watch this space.
It's a good way to make content. You know how it's people struggle to think about content as well, don't they? But again, not reinventing the wheel. Go on TikTok, see what other people are doing. It will help you. You don't have to recreate your own stuff. But I think as a duo, you two would be brilliant on TikTok.
What are you trying to say, Sarah?
Yeah. Well, I must admit, one of the best.
Like this lady.
Yeah, I thought she was all right, Sarah. One of the. Which group does she want to join? I'm kidding, Sarah. We'd love to have you. One of our best results was remember the video that we did? We were trying to advertise the group.
Oh yeah,
with the bloopers, the blooper reel, wasn't it?
Yeah. We got lots of views for that and comments. It was pretty amazing. And I wasn't going to put it out there. In fact, you said to me, didn't you? I said because I laughed myself when I first played it back, and thought, this is quite funny. And I said, shall I put? Oh no, nobody. You said, oh no, nobody wants to see that. No, nobody looks ridiculous. Nobody wants to see that. Blooming heck, we got loads of...
Yeah, but we didn't get any visitors from it.
No, we didn't get any visitors. It failed miserably on visitors, but we got...
People want to see that stuff. People want to see us trip over words and say something silly. You know, the one of my puppy eating my fingers and biting me. People love that stuff. Isn't it? It makes you relatable.
Yeah.
You know, we're not corporate businesses, so...
No, it doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, true.
Definitely not.
No, we're definitely not. No. We'll have to we'll give TikTok a go. You said there was a TikTok workshop.
Look forward to seeing your TikTok. You definitely should. You two could be influencers, yeah.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. I don't know influencing what, but definitely influencers, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right, Sarah. If anybody does want to sort of use your services, Sarah, what's the best way of getting in touch with you?
So I am on LinkedIn, so it's just Sarah Johnston. I've got the Facebook page, which is Sarah Johnston Consultancy Limited, or the website www.sarahjohnstonconsultancy.co.uk. Any of those, I'm active on all of those, and I'm always happy to have a chat with people. Again, it's depending what somebody wants or what they need. I'm always open to having a chat and helping people.
And you do workshops as well.
But yeah, it's just a half-day workshop, and some of the things we do will be defining your client avatar, and we actually sit down and work through documents together. And one will be, let's log on and look at your LinkedIn profile and what you've got on there and how you can optimize it. It's we actually sit down and do some actual work. I don't want to just stand up and bore people by talking at them. So yeah, we do some work.
And is that in person?
It's in person at the minute. We'll be going virtual, but at the minute it's just normally once a month in person in Harrogate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Really good. We'll obviously put all the show links. We'll obviously put all the links in the show notes.
Yeah, I can see why we should be on TikTok now.
Yes. Get my mouth into gear.
Maybe we should be on TikTok all the time, come to think of it.
You're actually coming around to the idea now, aren't you?
I am, I'm quite good. I might actually, you've distracted me now, Sarah. I might spend the rest of the afternoon Googling TikTok.
You can do it in your 90 minutes because it's business development.
Oh, of course it is. There you go, it's business development. So,
I'm going to put a timer on in there, Sarah.
You've got permission now, you're allowed.
Cool. Well, thank you, Sarah, for today. It's been lovely having a chat with you. Mm-hmm. I think some good tips and things in there for folk as well, don't you?
Definitely. It's marketing made simple, really, isn't it?
Yeah. You don't have to overcomplicate things, do you?
No.
We like that.
Yes. Simple and effective as possible. But yeah, no, thank you so much. I've always really enjoyed talking to you too. So thanks for inviting me on.
No, you're very welcome.
It's been lovely to have you, and thank you very much for coming along. Yeah.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We're almost at the end of this week's show. Just as a reminder before we go, don't forget to book your place at one of our online networking events where you can meet some great business owners and build those business relationships. The best business comes from the best relationships. The link is in the show notes.
We'd also like to mention our books, which are available on Amazon. How to Improve Your Business Networking Skills, which is 52 tips to help you with your networking. Our Notably Networking book, which is a one-to-one notebook, a place where you can keep all the notes from your follow-up one-to-ones. And last but not least, we have our 90 Days to Your Success journal, where you can plan, set and plot the actions that you will take to achieve your goals.
Thanks so much for joining us this week on In Business Talks 2 Friday Fix. We hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, all we ask is that you simply tell a friend about the show. And please follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. We'd really appreciate it. So, until next time, this is Ian and Tracy, and together
we are In Business. Goodbye.
Goodbye.